Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. My wife asked me what my episode is about this week. I told her this week's tip is how to troubleshoot your podcast guest's audio. She said, "Oh, that's a good one, but don't be an asshole." And you know, she has good reason to be concerned. I often lose my shit when I hear crappy audio. I mean, can't you hear that your guest sounds like they're in a tunnel? You must have seen them because you're likely recording them on Zoom, one of the worst platforms on the planet for podcast guests. And put your cat in the closet.
Whoa. Okay. Little less asshole.
Right-ho. Look, I'm passionate about good sound. I always have been. I just really care. In talk radio and news radio, there was a level of good enough, but we're talking about a clip from a witness, undercover audio, or a captured on tape moment. An audio clip could truly elevate a story, but most of the time we used bad audio because we had no choice. And it was like 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. When you choose to let bad audio go, it tells me you don't know what you're doing or you don't care. I know accidents happen and tech mishaps occur, but what you do about it says everything. No content is going to save your episode if I can't hear your guest or understand them, or if I have to work so hard as to shut down everything else around me just to hear them. That's too much effort. I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm not going to listen. I'm on to the next show. Think about your business for a second. Think about your brand you've worked so hard to create. Think about the level of service that you provide your clients. Are you proud of that? Keep the bar high. Just like your website says a lot about you and your business and your brand, so does your podcast. It's an extension of your brand. You want to build authority? Sound like you have some standards and raise the fucking bar. Your reputation is at stake.
Whoa. Down, asshole.
Asshole. Okay, thank you. My point is, you are responsible for your guest's audio. So let me help you, okay? I'm assuming you, as the host of your show, always sounds great, right? I mean, you, the host, should always sound better than your guest. That's a rule, by the way. Now, let's make your guest sound great too. Here are 5 ways to assure you get great audio from your guest. Number 1, choose the right platform. If you're recording on Zoom, go back to number 1 and start again. Number 1, choose the right platform. If you're recording on Zoom, go back, and start. Yes, I get it. All right, get off of Zoom. I talked about this in episode 121, why you should abandon Zoom. Check it out. Your better alternatives include Riverside.fm, Squadcast.fm, and Zencastr.com. All of these platforms will sound better than the compressed audio that you will get from Zoom. Links to these platforms are in the show notes. Just scroll down and check them out. Try them all for free and hear the difference. It's worth it to change platforms. And when you connect, you and your guest always want to be wearing headphones, and you always want to download separate audio tracks at the end of your session. All right? Okay. Number 2. Visual check. All of the 3 alternatives to Zoom I gave you have the video component. I get it. You want to see your guest. It makes for a more personal experience. Fine. Take this opportunity to scan everything once your guest joins your call. Use your eyes and ears here. Do they have a microphone? Do they have headphones? Are they in a big or a small room? Are there other people around? Do you hear a dog? Put your headphones on and crank them up so you can hear this stuff. All while you're asking them about the weather or how their morning was, or you're ready for the big show. You are scanning every inch of their environment. You're like RoboCop or Terminator with a bionic eye. You know what I'm saying? You're laser focused on this stuff. Look at what they're wearing. Do they have long hair that might hit the mic? Are they wearing jewelry like bangles, bracelets, or earrings that tinkle or chime when they move? Are they wearing a puffy or noisy jacket? Does their chair squeak when it spins? Your listener can't see any of this, but they will hear these noises and they can become very distracting. I heard cats meowing through an entire episode recently, and I swear, this is true, this was a while back, I heard a dog on a podcaster's lap for the entire show. Imagine trying to listen to a conversation with this underneath it. Now, you're not always going to catch all of these things, but you're going to get better at this the more times you do it. Recently, in a show that I was editing, the host stopped the show right after the guest's first response and said, "Okay, I'm pausing here for a second. Put your pen down because you're clicking it, or get another pen that doesn't click." Then she said, "You're welcome, Tim." And I was like, "Thank you. I could kiss you because I could hear the pen clicking and clicking." But she knew it was distracting for not only me, but likely for her and most likely for her listener. Then she just carried on with her next question. And that's totally okay to do. Frankly, encouraged, perfectly acceptable. Stop your show if you have to. You're in control. This is your show. Act like it, no matter who the guest is. So scan for those potential distractions. If it's a complete disaster, tell your guest to go into their car if they can get a good Wi-Fi signal in there. It could be the best sound booth you have access to. Trust me, it works better than you think. Number 3, shut the hell up.
Whoa.
Well, hold on. The number 3 is shut the hell up. That's what it's number 3. So it is the tip.
Okay, great.
Okay, thanks for checking in though. I appreciate it. Okay, you're on camera when you're on these recording platforms, right? Just nod your head instead. You don't need to affirm everything your guest says with a yes, right, of course, and my favorite, absolutely. Every time you do this, especially on Zoom, your guest's audio drops out. We miss a word or a phrase or a thought. And you know what? There's nothing you or your editor can do to get it back. So your listener has to fill in the blanks. So just shut up, smile, and nod. Number 4, dropouts can be caused by a bad connection or signal interference. Not all tech is perfect. We know this. Tech fails. But you can do a few things to prevent the tech ghosts from messing up your show. Try rebooting your computer more than once a year. Sorry, asshole. Okay. Hardwire your connection to the internet. You know, this is getting actually a lot harder to do these days. Most laptops don't even have an Ethernet port connection. So get as close as you can to your router or get a Wi-Fi signal extender so you can strengthen your Wi-Fi signal near your recording space. You'll have a better connection. It'll make a huge difference even if your guest doesn't have a strong connection. And be careful of these disconnects or dropouts. Recently, a client of mine who was doing an interview, and she does a lot of shows on the road, by the way, but the connection was lost on one of these platforms, but it instantly reconnected, but it reconnected using the default settings. And the last 3 questions weren't through her microphone, but her laptop onboard mic, which sounds more like this. So we just revoiced those and it sounded fine, but beware, this could happen. So get really familiar with all of the settings on the platform that you're using and assume that something is going to go wrong. Just assume it. Then double or triple check everything over and over again. And if Wi-Fi is the only option, shut off your phone. Shut off all other devices you have near you that are sucking up bandwidth so your signal can stay strong. And tell your guest to do the same. At least remind them to turn down or mute their phone. These alarms going off are just one more distraction that you can avoid. And number 5, I've saved the best for last. Your guest's microphone, or lack thereof. Unless your guest has their own podcast, they likely don't have a microphone. What are you talking about? This is my mic. This is it. Everyone loves this mic. I'm on my earbuds. Yeah, it's great. Oh, is that what you call a microphone? This is earbud microphone audio. This is what it sounds like when it's moving around. Your listener loves this stuff. It's perfect for them. They're just going to go crazy over this sound. This is what AirPods sound like. Throw them away. Don't use this for your podcast. If your guest shows up with this, tell them to unplug it because what you're going to do next is going to be better than this. It's brutal. I'm going to say 90% of the time, your guest's best option is going to be their internal mic on their laptop. Here's what you need to do. First, tell your guest that you don't want your listener to miss a word of what they have to say. That'll get their attention. And they'll probably do what you tell them to after this. So first off, make sure that you've selected the proper mic. If that's their onboard or their webcam, that's all you've got, then go with it. Don't use your earbuds or AirPods or those dangly little microphones. They are useless. With your onboard or your webcam, get close. So if you're not using the video for anything, you don't have to worry about the framing of their shot. Their audio is more important. But where is their mic? If it's on their webcam, position the camera almost like a microphone. Get 4 to 6 inches away from it. It'll make a massive difference.
Okay, so this is webcam audio. So I'm on a webcam right now. It's the only mic I have. It's attached an internal microphone that's built into my webcam. I'm about 1.5 to 2 feet away from my laptop. It's sitting on top. So this would be a typical sound that you would get, and you'd have to crank it up because it's fairly quiet, and maybe de-reverb this audio because there might be a little bit of an echo. I'm in a medium-sized room with not a lot of cushioning, but this could be very typical. One thing you could do with this is get them to pick it up. Of course, you don't want them to handle it the whole time because you can get a lot of the handling noise like this. Prop it up, get it secure, but get it nice and close to their mouth. So now I'm about 3 to 5 inches away from their mouth, not speaking directly into it, but just over top of it. So this is one option to get your webcam, if it's your only option, sounding a little better.
If they're using their laptop mic, right now I'm positioned about 2 feet away from my laptop, 1.5 to 2 feet away, typical of what you would see when you're interviewing your guest. They're just sitting there in front of their laptop, and this is what you go with. No, you don't. What you have to find out first is where the hell their microphone is. So my laptop internal microphone is on and hot right now. I am basically feeling my way around my computer right now. And if I have headphones on, I'm going to hear a big sound when I touch the microphone. So I'm going above the screen at the top, around the bottom. I'm looking for a little hole next to the lens. No, it's not there. I went around the entire screen with my finger, and I haven't heard that absolute sound for certain that I know it's here. Wait a minute. Hold it. What's that? I think we hit it. Yeah, it's right there. It's right at the very bottom. In fact, I can see a little tiny hole right there. There it is. Yep. Okay, so now I found it. So, again, don't really care about the video if I'm not using it, but now I know where that little tiny hole is, and if I'm not totally on it like this, but I'm positioned where it's about 4 to 6 inches away from me, I'm talking over top of it, and it's just that much better. And it's likely the best option you have, that internal mic inside your laptop. So get cozy, get comfortable. Like I said, put it on a pillow, put it on a book, make it stable, and stay there. So again, this is me about 4 to 6 inches away from that little tiny hole that we just found on every single laptop. They've all got one, versus where I've now put the computer back down on the desk. This is what we can do so your guest sounds that much better. Bonus tip here, prevention and preparation. In your correspondence with your guest prior to your recording session, make sure they know about this. Get them to buy a mic in advance. Make it a prerequisite to be on your show. No mic, no show. Tell them to buy the ATR 2100. It's a $100 microphone. It's the least they can do. They're going to be on more shows. They should sound like a pro. Or you or your VA can do an audio test with them and go through the steps we just did to find out where their microphone is. What's the best option for audio for them? If they can't meet your basic minimum requirements, they shouldn't be on your show. All right, so 5 steps to better podcast guest audio. Number 1, choose the right platform. ABZ, anything but Zoom. Number 2, use your eyes and ears to scan the environment. Number 3, shut the hell up during your interview. Number 4, solidify your connection or strengthen your Wi-Fi. And number 5, find the mic or tell your guest to buy one. Remember, your show is not for your guest. It's for your listener. When your guest sounds like shit, you've stopped serving your listener. That's not good for your brand, and it's not good for your business. Time to raise the bar. And I hope that's just the tip you need. If you've ever wanted to know what equipment I use to get this sound, I've made a few recent upgrades. It's all on my resources page at podcastperformancecoach.com. All sorts of gear for all sorts of budgets. If you want to improve the sound of your show, I can tell you what you'd need to change in just a few minutes. Just book a free 15-minute call with me to discuss. To do that, just go to podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Walbert. See ya. Blah, blah, blah. And put your bloody cat in the closet already.
Babe, asshole.